Just some clothes and a couple of storage boxes. Dr. Clark?
Yes, what is it?
Dr. Clark, there's something I need to tell you. We're not really new hires.
What? Who are you then?
Some folks who are hired by D.W. Shaw to come find you.
The head of Vespuccia Petrol.
The very same.
What does she want with me?
She wants you to help her company pivot from oil to ethericity.
How does she intend to circumvent the ban?
She seems to think it'll be lifted soon. Or that she can influence things in that direction.
So she would have me work for VP to generate etheric energy for widespread use?
As an alternative power source, yes. It might even replace coal and oil someday.
Well, that's certainly more appealing than weaponry. But extreme arrangements have been made to develop this project in secret. And at considerable expense, I'm sure. It's not the sort of thing one can just walk away from.
If it's Laporte you're afraid of, I'm sure Shaw can protect you.
Can she? The General is a powerful man. I'm not willing to risk getting on his bad side.
So you're dead set on staying here? You won't consider Shaw's offer?
I admit it's enticing, but is it worth the risk?
I'm not so sure Laporte is acting in his capacity as a military general with the full backing and authority of the Vespuccian government here. We've seen plenty of things that don't add up. The clandestine nighttime shipments, the hired private agents, the hidden underground base, all the convoluted arrangements here, the fact that all this research is still technically illegal. I think this is all a side gig. Some kind of secret conspiracy running on misappropriated funds. Don't you see? That means he doesn't have power over you. You could expose everything that's going on here. You'd have leverage over him.
I think that means he could send someone to murder me to keep me quiet. And not lose a wink of sleep over it. That's not exactly convincing me to leave.
You'd prefer your research be used to find new ways to kill people?
No, but
Look, I understand. You suffered a terrible setback after the expo. I'm sure it must have been hard. You probably felt like nobody would ever take you seriously again.
You have no idea.
I do know that if I were in your shoes, I'd have probably grabbed onto any lifeline. But I can tell your heart's not really in it, especially knowing what it is you're building.
Yes, well...
So you're gonna squander this opportunity to do some real good in the world because you're afraid of a stuffy old general?
You're right, Miss Leger. This isn't about me. This is about humanity. I'll come with you. But, oh goodness, how shall we? We need to do this discreetly. My assistants can't know what's going on. I'm going to my quarters to settle some things. Excuse me.
You certainly have a way with words, Harley.
That's why I try and get paid for them. Locked, naturally. Got it. I'm sure they won't miss just one power cell. Or maybe they will. Either way, I've got one now. A power cell for an etheric pistol. It's out of power. I need to charge it somehow. So this is Project Rosewater. Let's hope nobody notices this is missing. An etheric pistol, also known as Project Rosewater. It's missing a charged power cell. This seems like a good place to attach the wires. Here we go. Hope this works. Wow, it charged up almost instantly. Locked and loaded. An etheric pistol, also known as Project Rosewater. It's loaded. I'd better be careful with this thing.
Hello. I'm just leaving a note for my assistants.
Explaining why you're giving them the slip?
I feel I owe it to them.
That is one messy desk. What is it they say about desks and minds? A toolbox. Naturally, Clark would be a tinkerer. Might I borrow your screwdriver, Dr. Clark?
By all means.
At least there's plenty of books down here. Who are those busts of?
Galileo, Copernicus, Da Vinci. 3 great men who changed the world as we know it.
Hoping to add your likeness to the collection someday?
Well, I wouldn't be opposed, if I'd earned it, of course.
A ferrotype of a desert landscape. It's a ferrotype of Clark's old lab near Rosewater. Dr. Clark?
Yes, what is it?
So how do we make our escape without alerting your assistants?
First things first, we need to call the elevator so we have a way out. But we also need to find a way to disable the communications relay. Otherwise, the alarm will be raised and they'll catch us in no time.
So how can we call the elevator?
Good question. It requires a 4-digit code. To my knowledge, the only people who know it are General Laporte and the guard upstairs.
Too bad I didn't think to ask what it was before getting rid of him.
Without that code, we are stuck.
I'll figure something out. Could you explain this communications relay thing?
Of course, next to the elevator, there's a device we can use to contact the person standing guard upstairs. It's mainly for emergency use. If the guard doesn't respond after a time, the wires relay the signal to Laporte's office.
So we need to disable it to keep Laporte from suspecting anything.
Precisely.
Something I've been wondering about. When we first started looking for you, the idea was floated, let's say, that you had a stash somewhere of cash left over from investments in your research that had to be concealed once the work became illegal. Is there any truth to that notion?
You're asking me to tell you if I have a secret hidden fortune.
Well, I don't expect you to tell me where or hand it over or anything. I'm just burning to know if there was really anything to the rumor at all, or if it was all just dust and fairy tales.
What do you think?
Call me a romantic, but I just have a feeling there's more to this story. You strike me as a man who might have some tricks up his sleeve, and one or two secrets. Did you know that a group of ethericity worshippers flocked to your old lab and set up a commune there?
My lab in Rosewater?
Yup. We met them when we went there looking for clues as to your whereabouts. They picked everything clean. Built a kind of museum to you and your work.
I had no idea, but my work always attracted strange sorts. Curious gawkers would show up now and again, hoping to catch a glimpse of something spectacular, or the angry bereaved, threatening vengeance for the victims of the disaster. It's been quite a relief not having to worry about all that down here.
Well, it may come to you as a bit of good news that your old lab won't be attracting any more strange folk.
Oh no?
We, kinda blew it up.
What? Why did you do that?
It was just necessary in order to find the information we needed to locate you. It's kinda complicated, but you weren't planning on ever going back there, right?
No, I suppose I wasn't. That was a complicated chapter in my life. Probably for the best it's gone and done with.
That commune by your lab, they're from a religious movement calling themselves the Luminarians. They believe a whole bunch of gobbledygook about glowing people who live in the ether, and people who die from ethericity being really lucky because they go to etheric heaven or something. And they like to paint shadows and butterflies all over everything for some reason. They also think you're some sort of saint or prophet, and there's a mural with a painting of you looking like you're going through this kind of portal in space and talking to some glowy angel alien creatures.
Wow.
I'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
Just your run-of-the-mill screwdriver. Could have used one back at Clark's old lab. Looks like a more complex version of the console back in Clark's desert lab. Controls, gauges, and dials. Who knows what they're for? Just like the one in the courtyard above. It should theoretically call the elevator. It's the communications relay. We need to disable it before getting Clark out of here. Nothing. There's a metal panel covering part of this contraption. There we go. That was it. I figured out the code. The elevator's ready to be called.
Wonderful. Let's be going then.
Not just yet. I need to take care of the communications relay.
The what?
That contraption on the wall there. Clark said we need to disable it before we leave. Stand back. Taking this thing out.
Whoa!
I thought the plan was to do this discreetly.
Desperate times and all that. Now come on, let's get out of here.
You're taking the prototype, I see. Wait, where did you get a charged power cell? We only charged one up, and we used it in the demonstration.
I hooked this one up to the etheric generator.
You what? That's incredibly dangerous. That kind of unfiltered surge would leave the power cell completely unstable. Unless it's discharged within the next, 20 minutes. It will explode.
Oh, we'll have to worry about that later. Let's get back topside before your assistants figure out what's going on.
If that power cell starts glowing white, you'd better let me know quick.
After you, Doctor.
Hold it right there.
Shouldn't you be cowering under your bed?
Shut up. Hand over your weapons and come with us. There's someone wants to see you.
Taking some air, Dr. Clark? Kindly stand over there if you would. You three, up against the wall.
She had this funny pistol on her.
Ah, there it is. Can't let this fall into the wrong hands, can we? Now, have you got anything to say for yourself?
How did you know we were here?
I had you followed after our encounter at the Jolly Good Club. You thieves are all the same.
We are not thieves.
No? You raided my supply wagon, broke into my private room, took my key card from my safe, and stole my etheric pistol. If you're not thieves, you should consider taking it up. You're naturals.
We were tasked with finding Dr. Clark. Everything we did was necessary to that end.
Now, I hardly think that's true. It's clear to me you've no idea what you've stepped into. So, who put you up to this?
This was all D.W. Shaw's scheme. She asked us to fetch Dr. Clark.
Curious. What would an oil tycoon want with an etheric scientist? I'll have to pay her a visit and ask. We've chatted long enough.
General, what are you doing?
Conducting my own test, Doctor. It's time to see if your prototype really works.
Not so fast, Laporte. I would strongly advise you not to fire that pistol.
And just who in blazes are you?
Timothy King, representing D.W. Shaw and Vespuccia Petrol.
Speak of the devil.
I'll have to insist you stop interfering with our agents and let them go.
You can't be serious.
I am.
Boys, take care of this louse.
Stand down, pendejo!
Well, we've got all kinds coming out of the woodwork tonight. And who might you be?
Lieutenant General Marisol de la Vega. You must be General Laporte.
Seems you new Spanish revolutionaries are much cleverer than I was led to believe.
General Marquez assigned me to trace the suspicious shipments of Aurum passing through Fort Beaumont. The trail led here. Where is General Marquez?
He didn't make it. He gave his life defending us from Laporte's hired thugs.
What? No, it cannot be?
I tried to save him, but he was too badly wounded. I'm so sorry.
Laporte sent the Blackburns to ambush us. He's responsible for Phil's death.
I gotta put a bullet in your head, Laporte.
Do so, and you'll receive one in kind. That goes for Mr. King as well.
It would seem we have reached an impasse.
I'm afraid the word impasse is not in my vocabulary.
You're playing with fire, General. Literally.
How do you mean?
The power cell in that pistol is unstable. It's about to blow unless it's discharged.
I see. Thank you for the warning. Suppose I should discharge it then.
What a jerk. People like that don't deserve warnings. Let's take that again. Surely we can reach some kind of agreement.
What did you have in mind?
We're about to come into a good deal of money. Name your price.
I have no need of your cuppers. Besides, my understanding is you'll be paid if you deliver Dr. Clark to Shaw. Needless to say, that is not gonna happen. So no deal.
Guess he's not in the mood to bargain. Let's take that again. Aren't I entitled to some last words?
Yes, I suppose so. Go on then.
Dr. Clark?
Yes, what is it?
I'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
Looks like we found the island's inhabitant. What exactly is he guarding? Hey! We were only trying to help the Otham right a wrong done to them.
Friends to the savages, how noble. It's clear to me you've no idea what you've stepped into. So, who put you up to this?
It was Gentleman Jake. He was leading us on a search supposedly for Clark's lost fortune.
Lost fortune? Curious. Though I'd be rather shocked if he came up with that all on his own. We've chatted long enough.
General, what are you doing?
Conducting my own test, Doctor. It's time to see if your prototype really works.
Not so fast, Laporte. I would strongly advise you not to fire that pistol.
And just who in blazes are you?
Timothy King, representing D.W. Shaw and Vespuccia Petrol.
Why have you come to this little summit?
Miss Leger and her companions were charged with delivering Dr. Clark to my employer. They are the company's responsibility. I'll have to insist you stop interfering with our agents and let them go.
You can't be serious.
I am.
Boys, take care of this louse.
Stand down, pendejo.
Well, we've got all kinds coming out of the woodwork tonight. And who might you be?
Lieutenant General Marisol de la Vega. You must be General Laporte.
Seems you new Spanish revolutionaries are much cleverer than I was led to believe.
General Marquez assigned me to trace the suspicious shipments of Aurum passing through Fort Beaumont. The trail led here. Where is General Marquez?
He didn't make it. He gave his life defending us from Laporte's hired thugs.
What? No, it cannot be.
I tried to save him, but he was too badly wounded. I'm so sorry.
Laporte sent the Blackburns to ambush us. He's responsible for Phil's death.
I gotta put a bullet in your head, Laporte.
Do so, and you'll receive one in kind. That goes for Mr. King as well.
It would seem we have reached an impasse.
I'm afraid the word impasse is not in my vocabulary.
You shoot and you'll just end up with 2 bullets in you.
I have faith in my men. They'll do what needs doing.
You're playing with fire, General. Literally.
How do you mean?
The power cell in that pistol is unstable. It's about to blow unless it's discharged.
I see. Thank you for the warning. Suppose I should discharge it then.
What a jerk. People like that don't deserve warnings. Let's take that again. All right, Pigman. Put your money where your mouth is. Go on, shoot. I dare you.
Challenge accepted.
That one's on me. What was I expecting? Let's take that again. Aren't I entitled to some last words?
Yes, I suppose so. Go on, then.
I must say, of all the people I've met, you're the most unstable. Wouldn't you agree, Dr. Clark?
Oh, yes.
What?
General Laporte, there is something you need to know.
Now, Clark? Really?
I am afraid it's quite important.
What then?
Well, you see, in my research, we uncovered some fascinating facts about the nature of ethericity. As it turns out, etheric particles, when agitated, enter a state of flux. They begin to dance, in a manner of speaking.
Yes, and...
Well, normally this isn't a problem, but if one were to, say, contain an excessive etheric charge in a small container, the particles would dance with an ever-growing intensity. They would continue this frantic movement until, after a certain amount of time, the harmonic resonances caused by the vibration of the particles would rapidly intensify, at which point, with no outlet, they would quite literally explode.
Are you saying you've discovered how to make an etheric bomb?
Yes. That would be more or less the long and short of it.
That is excellent news, although this is a strange time to deliver it. We'll have to work it into the next phase of the project.
Well, as it turns out, I'm a bit ahead of schedule.
Oh?
Yes, an etheric bomb has already been developed.
Clark, you mad genius. I knew it was a wise decision to hire you. I can't wait to see this new weapon.
Oh dear.
Whoa!
Hands up, cobarde!
Nice going, Doctor.
That was... Oh my. I wasn't sure how much longer I could keep stalling.
Let's get off this rock, shall we?
Thanks for your help back there, Lieutenant General.
You are welcome.
For what it's worth, I'm sure General Marquez would be proud to know you're leading the revolution now.
News of his death will be a great blow to morale, but we'll carry on the fight in his name. He was an inspiration to us all. At the very least, the revolution can make use of the aurum stored on the island, now that the man who conspired to steal it is dead.
Technically, that aurum was government money and belongs to the people of Vespuccia. But as a citizen of this country, I say, have it, with my blessing. Viva la revolucion.
Gracias. We have a difficult path ahead of us, but I have hope.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Miss Leger.
We're back, ma'am.
I assume everything has been taken care of?
All loose ends have been tied.
Splendid. Send them in. how pleased I am at your success. It's good to finally make your acquaintance, Doctor. I am D.W. Shaw.
The pleasure is all mine, madame.
We have much to discuss. First, I must conclude my business with Miss Leger and her companions.
Of course.
You've been through a great deal. I cannot thank you enough.
We were almost killed, you know.
I imagined it would be a dangerous undertaking, yet here you stand before me. I won't keep you any longer. Here is your payment. Mr. Ackerman was promised 25,000, but considering all your trouble, I've increased it to 27. I'm sure you'll find it easier to divide.
Thank you, Mrs. Shaw.
Pleasure doing business with you. Before you go, I made some inquiries and learned a few rather compelling things about General Laporte. I could share the information if you like.
Go on, then.
It seems General Laporte was a staunch supporter of Mr. Atwood's trade party, quite vocal about his desire for the advancement of steam tech and etheric research. There were also rumors that he held some more controversial opinions regarding this country's sovereignty.
He was a separatist?
Apparently so.
You think Project Rosewater was meant to arm some kind of etheric revolution?
I am merely relaying the information I've learned. Anything beyond that is pure speculation. The only person with knowledge of Laporte's motives is the man himself.
And that information died with him. Well, with him gone and the prototype pistol destroyed, whatever plans he had can't come to fruition.
For now, yes. But I can tell you one thing about this world. It is rare that one accomplishes anything of note alone.
We should get back to our hotel. It's been a long night.
Indeed. Goodbye, Miss Leger. I hope you and your friends enjoy the rest of your time in El Presidio.
And thank you, Miss Leger. I appreciate your facilitating this new opportunity.
Best of luck to you, Dr. Clark. This was all very enlightening. So, what are you two planning on doing next?
I'm honestly not sure. But I think I will apply for a medical license after all. I may go back to the San Bernardino Valley, or I may stay here on the coast. It's something I'll have to discuss with Lola.
What about you, Danny?
I'm not really sure. Suppose it wouldn't be such a bad idea to visit my folks. It's been too long. After that, guess I've got to find a new line of work.
What about you, Harley?
Suppose I'll head back to Rosewater. I've got an article to write after all.
And I guess this is goodbye.
This is where we part ways, for now. You know where to find me. And you can be damn sure I'll write back.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Lola, Nadine was just talking about you.
Thought I felt my ears ringing. Anyways, I'm heading back to Rosewater. Wanted to see if you needed a lift.
We're heading back already?
Sure, but just for a few days. We'll set out again after that. Anywhere you like.
You ever for a moment consider just slowing down a tad?
Never. Say your farewells and let's go.
See you around, Danny. It was a real pleasure traveling with you.
So long.
Goodbye, and good luck.
I'm back.
Well, look what the cat dragged in.
Did I miss anything while I was gone?
Let's see. There was a dust devil by the saloon that nearly knocked Sheriff Gamble's hat off.
Front page news, then.
Seriously, though, I spoke with the leader of the Autumn. She gave me some good stuff. The article runs next week. What of your great adventure?
Concluded now. But I've got plenty of material for an article. Maybe even 5.
Then you'd best get to it. Better to jot everything down while it's still fresh.
Right you are, boss. They say the end of every journey marks the beginning of another. If there's any truth to that, this writer hopes the next one is decidedly duller. My companions and I set out from Rosewater and traveled across the Vespuccian frontier, encountering bandits, rebels, visionaries, eccentrics, and many more friends and foes. We were led to believe that our quest was for Dr. Bennett Clark's missing fortune, but as it turned out, we were on the trail of the very man himself. The following is an account of that journey, with no detail spared, no fact left unrelated. And so at the journey's end, you may ask yourself, dear reader, what of the main players in this saga? Danny went home to a happy reunion with his parents. He says he's hung up his pistols and retired from gunslinging, with the intent of pursuing a culinary career. I said I'd be a regular if he ever opened a restaurant. I shall have to honor that promise should it come to pass. Nadine Redbird has begun the process of obtaining her medical license. She tells me she plans to convert Lola Johnson's wagon into a kind of mobile clinic, traveling the frontier helping those in need. It will be a welcome change from the usual traveling merchants hawking miracle cures. I can think of no one more qualified to dispense medical care. As for Miss Johnson, this new business venture will hopefully be more to her liking. At the very least, she now sets her own course, rather than bending to the whims of her clients. Miss Johnson truly opened up and offered me her friendship, for which I am ever grateful. I am truly happy that she and Nadine have found each other. I would be remiss to neglect mentioning our dearly departed friend. Phil Marquez was a great man. He was always true to himself, cared for those around him, and was just plain fun to be around. I will forever cherish the time I had with him, and I will carry his memory in my heart for the rest of my days. Of course, I must acknowledge the catalyst for this grand adventure, Gentleman Jake Ackerman, albeit with some trepidation. For while it's true that he set this whole adventure in motion, it is my unpleasant duty to inform you, dear readers, that Mr. Ackerman is nothing more than a fraud. Far from the brave and noble hero he purports to be, Jake showed his true colors in a moment of danger. We found ourselves ambushed by Blackburn agents. Jake disgracefully turned and fled, leaving us to face the ruthless barbarians on our own. I have not heard from him since, nor would I wish to. As far as I'm concerned, he could be dead in a ditch or drowned in cheap whiskey in some dark saloon corner. The sooner this fallen star fades from our collective memories, the better we can all sleep. As for Dr. Clark, he seems happy in his new employment at Vespuccia Petrol. I can only hope his contributions to Mrs. Shaw's enterprise offer greater balm to the restless, inventive mind than the manufacture of apocalyptic weaponry. That, dear readers, is the long and the short of it. This was an adventure unlike any other I've been on. I doubt any other will ever compare. Whew, my hand hurts. We'll see what Joni has to say about this in the morning. Well, what do you think?
You want my honest opinion?
Yes, of course I do.
It's good. Very good. It's great, actually. There's just no way on God's green earth we can print this.
Why not?
Secret underground laboratories, government conspiracies, special projects to develop etheric weapons. No one will believe a word of it. Not to mention you name some very powerful and important people who'd have me locked up for libel with a snap of a finger.
So what do you suggest I do?
I'm thinking perhaps you can repurpose it.
Come again?
This story's got everything. Adventure, mad scientists, conspiracies, betrayals. Folk could pay through the nose to read this. If it were a novel.
Novel?
Sure. All you have to do is change the names, do a little narrative restructuring. You can even say it's based on actual events. That way we're off the hook if anyone's feathers get ruffled. What do you think?
A whole book, huh?
Trust me, I have a nose for these things. This one smells like a hit. You're sitting on a pile of aurum.
All right. I'll do it.
Excellent. Now all we need's a title.
That's your job, isn't it?
Suppose it is. It needs to be something catchy. Something simple yet evocative. Something like